Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a real quick video. It's about Bobby's perspective, the guy who I made my last video about, which I released yesterday. And in that video, I showed how he had a very cryptic kind of message where he wanted people to go to his Buy Me a Coffee page and he wanted them to spend at least 20 euros to gain access to something called The Truth, which was apparently something very important to him that he wanted people who were his biggest fans to support him with, but that he couldn't say what it was publicly. I thought that this was disingenuous at the very least, so I, in my video, went on his Buy Me a Coffee page and bought it and showed you what happened once you had bought The Truth from his Buy Me a Coffee page. Yes, I paid 20 euros for that. To which I showed that you get a confirmation page which just has two things. The first is that it has a link to a publicly accessible Telegram page, which when you click on it, there's then a button for you to join. I was trying to do this on my computer, so maybe it only works if you're on mobile device on app. I'm not sure how it works, but for whatever reason it didn't work for me, so I couldn't join. But I took note and I showed the fact that there was indeed this Telegram group. The second link was to a GoFundMe page, which again is publicly accessible today. You can actually find his GoFundMe page by going to GoFundMe.com, going to the search bar and typing in Father Fighting, and you will actually find his page. His page contains information that he has posted, for example, his name, presumably. I presume that that is your name. The fact that you call yourself Bobby, the fact that you're a social media content creator, the fact that alongside pictures of you and presumably your children that have since been taken away from you. And finally, you actually have a picture of you that looks very similar to your own YouTube channel's thumbnail, which kind of bridges the gap for anyone who was in doubt. This information has all been posted publicly by you, Bobby. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because not long ago, I had an email from YouTube saying that I had been accused of privacy violations. Now, this is interesting because it's not a copy strike violation. Bobby isn't saying I've copied him by including his video in my video in a way that isn't transformative. Rather, he's saying that I have exposed public information about him or someone in such a way that I violated YouTube's privacy guidelines. Now, YouTube say in the email that they're going to review this, which is great because I'm pretty confident I've not broken any privacy guidelines. Having reread their terms and conditions, I don't see anything I could possibly be accused of violating. But Bobby seems to think otherwise, or at least someone acting on Bobby's behalf, possibly. Now, if it was just that, I probably would have made this video, but there was something that got my attention. A friend of the channel who did what I did, who actually paid 20 euros to gain access, and they actually did go into the Telegram group. They found a video that was specifically aimed at me, and they reached out on X and they told me about it, and they actually sent me the video. So I'm gonna play the video now.
This video is to Chris from Speaker's Corner that sneaked into this group to expose all the private information publicly. You have exactly 2 hours to remove that video from YouTube that you made, and after that, I will file legal action.
Now, presumably he thought I was in the group, so I would see it there, but I managed to get it through someone telling me about it, who was actually in the group, so actually had access to it. Given that this doesn't look AI generated, and he's quite clearly addressing me by name, Chris at Speaker's Corner, makes me think this is genuine, and not only that, he actually says he will issue legal action if I don't remove the said video in 2 hours, which, by the way, it's been more than 2 hours now, Bobby, so you better be in call with your solicitor or lawyer, whatever you call it over there. Yeah, I just want you to know one thing, Bobby. First of all, the idea that you're threatening to do that is great, really great. But Bobby, just one quick thing. This is all I really have to say about this hilarious idea. If you would rather divert some of the money you've got for your children that have been taken from you, and you're trying to get them back, if you would rather take the money that you've been sent by your supporters, which includes me, by the way, because I actually gave you money, remember? I actually supported you. If you would rather go after me with a frivolous lawsuit using the money, because they're not cheap, but you know, if he wants to do it, if he wants to spend tens of thousands or whatever it is to do that out of his own children's money, you're free to do that, Bobby. But I just want you to know one thing. I think less of you as a man for doing that. I think that's one of the most cowardly and weak things you could do, to take money that you had to and I'm just being honest here, you had to beg for the sake of your children that have been taken away from you, to then say, I'm gonna not spend that on my children. I'm instead going to pursue this frivolous lawsuit or whatever it is you have in mind. I think that is one of the lowest things a father could do. One of, to take money out of your own children's mouths because of what some strange blonde English guy on YouTube said about you, which is everything you've already said about yourself. But hey, genuinely wish the best for you and your kids, whatever that might be. Anyway guys, real quick video. I'm gonna have a super busy week next week. Lots of traveling, lots of recording, but it should produce a lot of cool stuff, so keep in tune for that, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.